Hi, I'm Chelsea Hewsome, your host of the Lip Service and Lashes podcast. I'm an entrepreneur, author, speaker, and mom of two. And I'm so tired of women not feeling like they can show up as fully expressed versions of themselves. So here, we're all about that unapologetically, because honestly, we don't have time not to. Literally, because we're busy as F moms and entrepreneurs, but also figuratively, because we don't know how much time we have on this planet, and we want to make an impact now. But if we're doing this, we're making it real vibes only. So let's get inspired, laugh our asses off, quite possibly cry, and feel like you're sitting on the couch with your bestie and a glass of wine. I'm so happy you're here. Let's dive in. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Lip Service and Lashes podcast. I'm your host, Chelsea Hewsome. I'm so glad you're here. Today, I am going to ramble about I'm just going to share all the crazy thoughts in my head about 2026 and thinking about the new year. First of all, I will say I love the shiny newness and wonder and magic of a new year. I don't know why. I don't know. There's just something cool about it, right? A chance to reset. But I will say, it's not September and I'm sitting here I'm going to wait till the new year to start working out, or I got to wait till January 1st to, set my resolutions and goals, blah, blah, blah. No. I'm just going to say that is not the case, nor should it be the case, friends. We should always be focusing on, if you want to do something, you jump in. I don't care if it's July, November, January 1st, whatever. So I don't ever sit and wait for that. Okay. And also I feel like a lot of people go into the holiday season kind of derailing, okay, I have all these parties and I'm eating a bunch of shit and I'm drinking a bunch of stuff. And while that's fine, guys, it's okay to do that. Absolutely sometimes. But I feel like, they always say, well, you gain 10 to 20 pounds over the holidays, or your habits kind of fall apart or whatever. I am not that person either. I'm still, getting up at 5:30 in the morning, going to the gym, doing this, doing that. I don't just fall apart because it's the holidays. Probably back in the day, I maybe used to, but the last few years, definitely, I've just really used the last few months of the year even to just to stay focused, right? Because I don't feel like starting fresh and really starting behind, because I've derailed so much, starting behind on January 1st, right? That just doing that year after year just will never get you anywhere. So let's just, while I do love the new year energy and the vibe and the freshness of it, I just keep going all year long. Okay. So let's just get that out of the way. So I just want to challenge you. How are you going to take bold, scary, big risks in the new year? When you look at 2026, what is it that you are hell yeah, this is mine. I'm taking it. I'm claiming it. This is happening. Okay. I really want to challenge you to think of, at least one massive thing that you're oh, holy shit, that scares me. And I'm terrified even thinking about it. I have no idea how that's going to happen, but I'm claiming it. It's going to be happening for me this year. So at least one huge thing, ideally even more. If you can be throwing some big ass dreams and crazy stuff out there, do it. Say yes to what scares you, what makes you feel uncomfortable, what pushes you out of your comfort zone. Literally the only way I have grown in my life, and the way I've grown exponentially the last couple years, is by saying yes to opportunities that come my way that even I'm oh my God, why did they ask me to do this? I'm a fraud. I don't know why they want me here, right? It's saying yes to opportunities that present themselves, because you never know where that could lead. You never know what one person you could meet at that event or at that whatever it is that could change everything for you. You never know. And I'm also going to say that I've learned it's who you are putting yourself around with will change everything for you. It doesn't matter what you're actually doing or the things you're buying or whatever. It is literally your community and who you surround yourself with that will help you be successful so much faster, because if they're like really good people, they got you and you got them, right? And you help support them and they help support you and they help make connections to people that will collapse the timeline on your success and help you jump ahead and get there so much faster, because you're, surrounding yourself with really successful people who have done the stuff you want to do, right? And learn from them. So like hold on, I have random notes here. Who can you put yourself around this coming year that you admire, that maybe they're famous and you're like, you need to figure out a way to get in their sphere. Do they have a mastermind? Are they doing an event? Are they, and you need to go there. You need to connect with them beforehand. You need to figure out a way to meet them, to talk to them, to get to know them, right? And take a course that they offer or whatever. Figure out how to get around the people you admire and are doing what you want to do, and figure out how you can learn from them. Figure out how you can offer value to them. And I will say I struggle with this sometimes, because now some of these people I know are wildly successful, you guys. Like they've sold companies for billions with a B, multiple millions. They are like on covers of magazines. They're on TV shows. They're on this and that. And I will say, like, I sometimes feel stupid and feel that I have nothing to offer these people because I'm this like little person, right? I'm just Chelsea over here, like doing little shit compared to them, right? But I still show up, I support them, I share their posts, I buy their books, I shout them out, I shout out their podcasts, I try to somehow offer value however I can, just being me, right? Without this massive influence. But that's important to me. And then I also tell them I'm grateful for them when they do make a connection, or they, put me up for this or that, or connect me with someone. I tell them I'm very grateful for them and thank you, because it means a lot. So, that's so important. And it's changed everything for me. That like, for example, I was just on a TV show. I flew to California. I was on a TV show called Go Fund Yourself. And this is literally because I met David Meltzer. My friend had got me connected to do an Instagram live with him. When my book came out. So it was like my book launch day. And then he was like, stay in touch. And I did. And, I'd get his emails and, try to go to different events. And then he gave me a free VIP ticket to the Aspire tour when he was in Denver. There I met the woman, this Success magazine editor, and Carrie, and she and I are friends now. And I've met all these other people. And then, I worked one-on-one with him and, did his coaching, you're paying for proximity to these people, these successful people. And then like I said, I just got back from California filming this TV show that he like connected me for. So it's, again, like I feel stupid. Like I don't have a lot of value or a ton of followers to like offer, but I do what I can to, when he's in town, I go meet up and I share about it and I post about it. And I pay money to, work with him one-on-one or do different things, because I know Lori Harder, she's always said this, but it's like she has paid for proximity to people. So it's not just always free, guys. Like you're going to have to invest some money in yourself. If you really want to be around the people that you feel in your soul you need to be around, again, they're not better than you. They might be quote unquote more successful in a way, but they're people. They're not better than you. So you're just as good as they are. So don't, first of all, let that scare you. I feel like I have this delusional mindset of like, oh, well, this person, yeah, I'm going to become friends with them and they're going to like me and it's just going to be great. Right. And they're like, like maybe famous or like really, like way up there doing way cooler stuff than I've ever done. Right. But ultimately they are just people. They're not better than us. So we need to remember that if we genuinely care and we genuinely want to learn from them and offer value to them, at some point they're going to offer value to you too. So it's like a relationship, and it's those connections are everything that will change everything for you. So figure it out. Put yourself out there. I haven't done this yet, but I think I probably just need to take my own advice. There's these two speakers that are really, successful keynote speakers, these two women that I really want to message them on Instagram and say, hey, could I come where, you have a show or, a keynote in Phoenix, let's say, can I fly there and can I be your Sherpa and your personal assistant, even though I'm sure they have assistants, let's just be honest. But can I just come experience what it's like to be you for a day? And you need this, I will get it for you. You need me to hold something for you, I got you. If you need me to get you food, I don't even care. I'll be your freaking personal servant for 2 days or whatever. But I just want to be in that vibe and that energy and that experience. So I feel like I should do this. I've been thinking about it. It doesn't hurt to ask, right? So I probably just need to take my own advice and do it. But that's a bold risk. They're probably gonna be like, this freaking woman's nuts. But maybe they'll say yes. And wouldn't that be such a cool experience? Hello. Okay. So let's think of really weird, amazing, scary things that we can be doing. Also, so my focus for when I think of my big focus of the huge thing that I want to really move the needle forward on in 2026 is my keynote speaking career. It is a national paid keynote speaking career. And yes, I've been speaking for years. I have one for sure in April in Iowa, potentially another one in May in North Carolina that I was approached about, which is so exciting to me. And it's at my fee. This is my big scary fee that I question sometimes if am I really worth that? Oh my God, that's a lot of money, right? Thousands. And it's I'm in that realm. I know that that's what I'm meant to do. I know I am worth it, but I always get in my head about, oh my God, that's a lot of money for 1 hour, right? But eventually I want to be making 50 grand a keynote. Who knows? More, right? So everything I'm doing right now and then early next year is literally run through the lens of, it helps me say yes or no to it, is does this help my national paid keynote speaking career? If it does, I'm saying yes to it. If it doesn't, maybe it's later. Maybe it's something that it's cool, but I'm not focusing on right now. Right now, I am focused on, in January, I'm going to fly to Phoenix. I'm going to be filming for 2 different days, filming my entire keynote, getting a bunch of outfit changes, a lot of videos and pictures and sound bites and things like that. So I can have the assets, the photo and video assets that speaker bureaus and event planners want and really expect. If you're a legit speaker, you should have these things, right? And I don't have them right now to the extent that I should. So I am working with somebody. I've been working with this guy who helped me dial in my actual keynote so it's more marketable and aligned. And then I'm working with the photographer, the videographer, all those people for my website and just getting everything really aligned, because they film over 300 keynotes a year. They know, they have people asking them all the time for speakers. They know what is good and what isn't. So I am doing that January. Boom, let's get this out of the way. And then that will set the stage that there's literally no reason I shouldn't be pitching myself to every freaking event on the planet at that point. Truly, because I will have everything I need. And my keynote will be dialed in. I've done it many, many, many times. I'm good at it, all that. So I'm doing that. I'm also in May going to this a 2-day workshop with Erin King, who is this really famous keynote speaker. I just love her energy. She speaks about energy, actually. And I'm going to go to a workshop with her. I think it's in Park City, Utah or something like that. So I'm going there in May to learn from her, because I admire her and I want to be in her sphere. I want to be around her, get to know her, create a relationship with her, because you never know. And she's friends with some of the other people I work with. So, I'm again investing money in time in myself to do that because I know that is directly helping my keynote speaking career. I'm trying to think what else. Well, I have another TV show. It hasn't been announced yet, but I have signed the contract for another TV show that I will be shooting in Miami. Just booked that in February. So I'm not sure exactly when the episode will come out, but it's with a very well-known person. It's his educational series that he is putting on, which I'm really freaking excited about. But I literally, when thinking about whether I should do that or not, I was like, okay, will this help position me as an expert in business, right? As an expert in what I do and help me share my story of kind of where I've come from, how I've done things differently, maybe with my construction business, but it's also going to touch on my keynote speaking career in this 15-minute show episode that will just be about me and my story and my legacy and what I am hoping to put out into the world. So I was like, yes, I feel that doing this and investing time and money into this will help position me as an expert and build my credibility, right? And it's tied to this well-known person that it's his show, that I believe will help, me with credibility and getting people to know who I am or whatever, what I stand for. So yes, done. Let's do that. I'm trying to think. I'm sure there's other things, but at this point, those pieces, those even 3 things, right, will drastically help me with this goal to build this next year. And then once I have like I said, in mid-January to late January, once I have those assets, like, let's go. And then it's on me to be pitching myself and connecting with people and putting myself out there, because that's the only way people are ever going to get to know about me. So that is my huge goal next year. I mean, I'm probably going to be writing my second book next year after I get this stuff filmed in January, because I really need to focus on that right now. But I have a second book idea that is directly aligned to my keynote to, again, help when I go speak somewhere. Let's say I'm speaking in Florida to 500 people, then I have this directly aligned book that I can offer and say, would you like to buy a copy of my book for everyone? Because I'm already speaking there. It's like a piece of the puzzle, and it's another way to generate revenue and like get my influence and my, what I want to share with world out there. So that's probably coming in 2026. What else? I'm still doing my podcast. Obviously still running my construction company. It's been a slow year, but things have been picking up. And I really, truly believe like next year will be a very good year. And, things will maybe go back kind of to normal about the booming Colorado construction industry. Cause this is just kind of a weird spot we've been in, but, still we'll be doing that. Yeah. And just momming it, and be spending a ton of time in Nebraska. Like next year, actually, my birthday is in May, and my birthday falls on Memorial Day weekend. So I'm like, ooh, that's fun, because our first like big holiday weekend at our brand new, at our new house, by then will be completely furnished and everything's been done probably for months. But like, that's kind of cool that it's my birthday weekend, it's Memorial Day weekend. And then that will be our first holiday weekend at our house, which is super exciting. Yeah, I am excited to still, like, the boundaries, the protecting my time and energy will be of utmost importance to me as I go into next year. Also, I don't think I can't thrive and I can't like function at a capacity that I want to if I just am all over the place. And if I don't, do the things that give me more energy and fill me up and get rid of the shit that drains me and makes me feel like shit. Like you ultimately have to look at yourself. So whatever, if you're going into the new year and you still have something that you're like, yeah, I know I can completely point to that derails me, or that makes me feel like shit, or it drains my energy, like you got to get rid of it. You got to move on. if you're going to function and be like a high performer and actually feel good and have the energy to do all the stuff you want to do. Okay. My last two things. I was just talking to my friend Paige. Hi, Paige. She called me this morning. She's so sweet. And she was listening to my podcast, and we were just talking about, how we have squirrel brain and we're like all over the place and potentially have ADHD. And sometimes we get so much shit done. And then other times we're like, oh my God, I can't even function. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. But two things that I've kind of been just starting later this in 2025, but I will be continuing in 26. And she found them helpful, so I want to share them here. At least 2 days of the week, sometimes 3, but the absolute minimum is 2 days a week. I write on my paper planner because yes, I refuse to do these things electronically. I write on my paper planner, CEO, and I just kind of like put a square around it. So those are my CEO days, quote unquote, meaning that is my like little note to myself to not schedule anything on that day. I'm not scheduling work events. I'm not scheduling calls of any kind. I'm not scheduling appointments of any kind, doctor appointments, anything. That is a full day that has no breaks in my schedule. So I'm not like, if you guys are like me, some days I have a lunch with a client, then I have a doctor appointment, then I have this, that. It's like so freaking hard to get anything done when your day is like broken up. So my quote CEO days are, this is a full day with zero anything on it, minus like taking the kids to school and picking them up. But like you can focus, you can get caught up, you can get creative if you need to. If you've been procrastinating on something that you really need to freaking work on, like that would be recording these podcast episodes. Yep, here we go. Today's a CEO day, guys. And this is like something that I need to do and I want to do. But, it's like those days are just like, I look at it and I'm like, oh, I can't schedule anything that day. That's my day. And if I do end up scheduling a lunch with a friend, great. That's if I'm like caught up and I feel good and I'm creative, or if I want to go read a book at a coffee shop, hell yeah. But those are my days to use as needed to just get caught up at work, at home, in life, in my brain, and creatively. Okay. So at least 2 days a week, I'm doing that. So I schedule, when I see that on my planner, I know, oh, that's not an option to schedule anything, right? So do that. You could do that. And then secondly, Paige and I were talking, I really hate coming up with stuff to post on social media. I'm so bad about it. I literally made a reel yesterday about this TV show, Go Fund Yourself, that I was on. And you guys, I suck at this stuff. It's like, first of all, it takes me for freaking ever. I don't know what I'm doing. Secondly, like I feel proud of myself. I made this reel, but then I had all these videos. I had a lot of videos, but then I stuck some just pictures in there. So it almost looks like the camera is like freezing. I was like, God, why? I'm so bad at this. And then I thought, oh, I put music on. Well, I think the music only goes like halfway through the freaking video, you guys. Oh, I'm just like, and then I'm like, I don't even give a shit. And then on LinkedIn, the video doesn't have sound. And somebody's like, why is there no sound? I don't know, because I can't figure it out, because the video on my phone has sound that I saved. I don't know. I'm not good at this. So I don't like posting on social media. I don't, but I know I need to. And this year, the end of this year of 2025 and like 2026, my focus is to, again, run everything through the focus of growing my keynote speaking business, national and paid events. So I've always kind of had LinkedIn as like my construction-y social media, but like that's linked on LinkedIn is where event planners and like corporations hire you. So I'm like, okay, well, I really need to step up LinkedIn to posting 5 times a day. I need to actually get away from it just being my construction account, like I'm just talking about construction. So I'm like, okay, I need to post about my book regularly, my podcast. I need to post about my keynote speaking and leadership and things like that align to my keynote. And I'm going to bring in more like, not like family stuff, but like lifestyle stuff too. So what I will do, what I've just found that really helps me, at least my brain, think about it is I went into ChatGPT, which I use it a lot. At this point, it knows what my keynote is. It knows about my podcast. It knows about my book. It knows about, my life. It just like gets me at this point because I've just worked so much with it at this, up to this point. And so I'll be like, give me 30 days of social media posts but I want alternating, between book, podcast, lifestyle, leadership, entrepreneurship, like construction stuff. I want about my keynote. So, and then every so often I want to post about my retreat that's coming up in April. And so it goes through and like creates things that my brain doesn't have to come up with, which is fantastic. But it puts them, it like rotates things differently. It's not like 5 days of book posts, right? It's like Monday might be a book post about my book, then Tuesday's about my keynote, then Wednesday's about construction, and then whatever. So that is so helpful if you've used like AI enough so that it knows you more or less and your voice and your like kind of like who you are more or less as a person to ask it to do that for you. It's freaking amazing. So because I hate doing it, so now I'm printing it off. I'm forcing myself to do that and step up and be posting more and be more visible. And so when somebody comes and looks at specifically my LinkedIn page, they're like, oh, look at this lady. She's got a book. She's got a podcast. She's a speaker. She owns a construction company. And you can see that more. So I would throw that out there as well as like a little hack that I'm doing that helps me rein me in, give me ideas, but like doesn't take so much time because I just would be sitting here like banging my head against a wall. It's ridiculous. So, but I would love to hear, okay, if you're listening, first of all, I would love to hear what are your dreams for 2026 and what bold risks and things are you taking? What are you going to do that scares the shit out of you? And I want to, if you have any hacks for like my squirrel brain, send them my way, please. Please, please. And I will share them with people because I can use all the help I can get. So I truly, truly, truly hope you all have a fantastic 2026. I hope it's full of laughter and joy and peace and calm and health and just all the things that you love, truly. So thank you so much for listening all this year. It's crazy. Now the podcast has been out for a year, which is absolutely insane to me. And I just thank you guys. Like you're amazing. And I truly, when I get messages of like, I'm sitting in my car crying, which I don't want you guys crying, but like, and something resonates with you, that really matters. Or when you're like, oh my God, this made me laugh, or I'm crying on a plane, laughing on a plane. And people are like, who's that freak? Because you were, reading my book or listening to my podcast. Like it truly matters. And I love all your messages. So please, please share. If you have any ideas, like I said, I need all the help I can get. So please share. But wishing you all a fantastic 2026. And I hope all your wildest dreams come true. As always, thanks for listening. And always remember, no BS, just real vibes. I'll see you next time. If you loved the episode, share it on Instagram and tag me so I can say thank you and meet you. Or share it with a girlfriend who you know would love this too. Always remember, no BS, just real vibes. See you next time on Lip Service and Lashes.